Tampa St. Pete has a vibrant and robust local music scene, but did you know that there's one radio station that is dedicated to these local artists? I'm talking about Radio St. Pete 96.7 FM, and joining me now from the station, Joe Bordeaux, who's the station manager. Jay Kolb over there is the music director. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So, you know, we've been so blessed here on the Morning Blend. We have gotten to dive into the local music scene. I've been blown away in the 7 years we've done the show here, getting to know so many of the wonderful musicians. To the both of you, that's nothing new. That's where you knew there had to be a radio station to support it, right?
Absolutely. I mean, the numbers are astounding.
Yeah, we have over 1,000 local acts and about 3,200 songs. And some of those are solo acts and some are bands, so that's probably representing 3,000, 3,200 musicians.
I love this.
And the quality level is astounding. It's not just a lot of musicians, it's a lot of really good musicians.
Yeah. And do you find that a lot of local musicians become local, like move to this area? I've been able to have conversations where the live music venue scene is really strong here as well. And I feel like that goes hand in hand with being able to create a platform where people can listen, not necessarily going to these venues. Again, that's where you come in.
Absolutely. And we've been astounded by the fact that not only how good these people are, but they're interesting stories. And to your point, we have people that start here and move elsewhere. We also have people who come back here with really, really interesting backstories and careers. And you know, they're still playing at your local venue and on our radio station.
I love this. Okay, well, talking about a backstory, let's do your backstory as far as the radio station goes. You were telling me before we got started, a decade on the internet. Why was that stepping stone important? How did that kind of work then to launch you into 2.5 years now on FM?
Well, many years ago, I was in radio broadcasting. I was a radio station manager. I was the morning announcer on a local radio station, and then gave it up, had a career in direct mail advertising. I was president of Valpak and was here for 9 years for the telethon. Here,
Reminiscing a little
so
bit.
I feel like I'm back home. But when radio was deregulated in the 1980s, it lost some of its local flavor. And at one point, about 10 years ago, I said, well, let's have a real local radio station focused on St. Petersburg. And it just seemed to make sense to call it Radio St. Pete. So we went on the internet, we began local programming, local events coverage. We later married it up with an organization called Music Tampa Bay, which had been started by Rick Crandall, who was the first guy to really aggregate local music tracks, you know, and put them on a website. He later built the FM radio station. When he finally retired in his 8th decade, we took it over. And so now we put Radio St. Pete, the FM station, together with 2 other audio channels that all reside at radiostpete.com and on, you know, not only the internet, but on apps and on enabled speakers as well.
Well, okay, we only got a little bit of time left. Jay, we're actually in for a real treat. We've got a music performance here in just a second. But give people an idea of some of the variety that people can experience and why they need to check out the station if they haven't done so already before we set up our musical guest for the day.
I think the thing to really focus on with Radio St. Pete is we're not a top 40 station, we're not a genre-based station, we're solely focused on local music. So that includes everything from folk and jazz and pop to rock. Way back in the 90s, Tampa was a hotbed of heavy metal music. So we have a demand for heavy metal.
That shocks me.
It shocked me too when I found out about it. So we have a wonderful heavy metal show.
Okay.
And so we cover it all. If it's good local music, we want to have it on radio.
And to kind of make it make sense, you know, in today's world of radio, just urge you to go to our website at radiostpete.com where there's a complete program guide. And then you can make some sense out of
may not be heavy metal for the morning, but I know we've got a local musician that you know that you were excited to see. Set up the next performance that we're going to get ready to enjoy here.
I am absolutely delighted that wonderful local musician, one of my very favorites, John Frenzy, came by to play a song. It's called Slippin' Away, and it is a perfect slipping into the morning kind of song.
Sun's almost up, I'm sipping coffee, still cool from last night's rain. Hear the cardinal ask the bluebird, what will we do today? I sit back and daydream. Now if I only had those wings, spend much less time on a telephone wire, worrying about such things. 'Cause I've got time on my hands this morning, and it's such a lovely day. Not a thing I gotta do, maybe I'll just slip away. Gonna pack my bag, just a few things, there's no need to weigh me down. Take a slow train or maybe drive on down the coast, have a look around. 'Cause I've got time on my hands this morning, and it's such a lovely day. Not one thing I gotta do, maybe I'll just slip away and get a good feel for what's around me. Oh, isn't this just grand? Tomorrow or maybe next week, I'll start thinking about a plan. But I've got time on my hands this morning, and it's such a lovely day. Not one thing I got to do, maybe I'll just slip away.